the fall of Mayor Tiffany Henyard, and the collapse of a political empire. Tiffany Henyard, once celebrated as a rising political star in Dalton, Illinois, is now at the center of a growing federal investigation. The embattled mayor has been accused of serious crimes including financial misconduct, abuse of power, retaliation against employees, and inappropriate use of public funds. A recently released police body camera video confirms her arrest by federal agents, marking a turning point in a scandal that has rocked the South suburban community. For many residents, the arrest was not surprising. They had been waiting for it. A mayor under investigation, Tiffany Henyard became mayor of Dalton in 2021 and later assumed the role of Thornton Township supervisor after the passing of her predecessor. By holding both roles, she collected a combined salary exceeding $220,000 and controlled vast municipal resources. Rather than using her power for public good, critics claim she built a political machine fueled by fear, retaliation, and self-promotion. Employees, village trustees, and community activists allege that Henyard used township and village funds to promote her personal brand, retaliate against dissent, and fund personal projects. Her administration has faced allegations of illegal terminations, unpaid wages, and the creation of a hostile work environment. These claims eventually led to a full-scale federal investigation. FBI agents make their move. In May 2020, 5 FBI agents executed subpoenas at Dalton Village Hall and Thornton Township offices. They seized records related to village finances, employee conduct, and administrative decisions. The agents also arrested Henyard, an event captured on police body camera footage that has since circulated widely online. The video showed agents calmly informing Henyard of the charges while her security detail and staff watched silently. Many in the community saw the footage as confirmation of what they had long suspected, that their mayor was abusing her office and betraying the public trust. A culture of retaliation and misuse. Former employees have begun to speak publicly about the toxic work environment under Henyard. Many allege they were fired or silenced for questioning spending decisions or trying to maintain ethical standards. One former staff member said she struggled with depression after being targeted by the administration. She ultimately decided to speak out not only for herself but for others who had suffered in silence. A separate employee described an official trip to Las Vegas, which she claims was actually a taxpayer-funded vacation. She said first-class flights, luxury hotel stays, and expensive meals were charged to the public under the excuse of government business. During that trip, she alleges she was sexually assaulted by Henyard, a claim now part of a broader criminal investigation. Financial collapse and questionable spending. The financial state of Dalton is dire. The village is facing as much as $20 million in debt. Public services have declined, police have gone unpaid, and basic infrastructure needs remain unmet. Yet taxpayer money was reportedly used to finance billboards featuring Henyard custom calendars with her birthday highlighted, and even a professionally filmed music video. In one viral moment, Henyard wore a novelty hat from a seafood restaurant during a town meeting. It was allegedly purchased during the Las Vegas trip with public funds. On the same day, trustees were questioning her about spending abuses. Critics argue that these actions reflect not just mismanagement, but complete disregard for public accountability. Manipulation of the township salary structure. After becoming Thornton Township supervisor, Henyard moved to cut the salary of any future challenger to her position from over $100,000 to $25,000. The change passed and effectively discouraged potential opponents from running for the office. Many saw the move as a deliberate effort to consolidate power and eliminate competition. A former trustee stated that Henyard appeared to want a political monopoly. By controlling both the village and the township, she could sideline opposition and operate with little oversight. Outside investigation confirms corruption. In response to community concerns, the village board hired former Chicago Mayor and United States Attorney Lori Lightfoot to conduct an independent investigation. Her findings were scathing. The report confirmed that Henyard routinely obstructed oversight processes, misused village resources, and created an environment hostile to transparency. One revelation was particularly striking. Police officers assigned to protect the village were redirected to serve as personal drivers and assistants for the mayor. While Dalton residents faced rising crime, their officers were being used to chauffeur Henyard to appointments and personal errands, growing public outrage and calls for reform. As the investigation deepens, many Dalton residents have organized protests, town halls, and public forums demanding reform. A recent event titled "Take Our Township Back" drew hundreds of participants, including former employees and concerned citizens. Some of those speaking out have filed lawsuits, others have simply urged voters to demand change. One woman said she felt gaslighted for years and only recently realized that her concerns were valid. She is now part of a civil action seeking damages for the harm she suffered. The community is also reeling from the loss of trust in local institutions. Services are failing, streets are deteriorating, and police coverage remains limited. Despite these hardships, residents are increasingly determined to hold their leaders accountable. Henyard maintains her image. Despite mounting legal challenges, Henyard has continued to appear in public with confidence. She often dismisses tough questions and changes the subject when confronted about specific allegations. In one interview, when asked about first-class travel to Las Vegas, she replied with a terse, "Any other questions?" The clip has since become a symbol of what many call her arrogance. Her public image, once carefully cultivated through social media and public relations campaigns, now appears to be unraveling. Yet Henyard has not backed down, and her allies have remained mostly silent. The final chapter of the super mayor. What began as a groundbreaking political career has now collapsed under the weight of scandal. Henyard, once promoted as a trailblazing young black female leader, has become a cautionary tale about unchecked power and the dangers of political self-interest. The federal investigation is ongoing, and more subpoenas are expected. Legal experts believe this case could expose deeper systemic issues within local government, including poor oversight and weak ethical standards. For residents, the damage is already done. The village will require years to recover from the financial and emotional harm caused by the administration. Still, many are hopeful that this crisis will lead to a new era of accountability. As one community organizer put it, this was not a scandal. This was a system, and that system is finally being taken apart. Tiffany Henyard, once hailed as a rising political figure in Dalton, Illinois, has now become the face of a sweeping federal investigation. Arrested by FBI agents in May, bodycam footage revealed the moment Henyard was taken into custody, a dramatic turning point in a months-long saga marked by accusations of corruption, financial abuse, and intimidation. Henyard, who serves as both mayor of Dalton and supervisor of Thornton Township, drew controversy for her dual roles and unusually high combined salary of over $220,000 annually. Allegations against her include misuse of public funds, retaliatory firings, lavish taxpayer-funded trips, and promoting her personal brand through billboards and even a music video, all at the public's expense. Former employees and trustees have described a workplace dominated by fear, dysfunction, and retaliation. One former aide accused Henyard of sexual assault during a city-funded trip to Las Vegas. Others say they were punished or silenced for raising questions about spending or leadership decisions. As Dalton faces up to $20 million in debt, residents are demanding accountability. Federal agents have subpoenaed records from both the village and township, and former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has led an independent investigation confirming many of the accusations. The scandal has rocked the local community, leaving behind a trail of financial damage, public mistrust, and emotional trauma. Yet, for many residents, Henyard's arrest offers hope that long-ignored concerns are finally being addressed. What began as a promising political career has now unraveled into a cautionary tale of unchecked power. With the federal investigation continuing, Henyard's future and the future of Dalton remains uncertain.